at Osage Creek Farms, honestly, we're grass farmers with a bunch of 1,200-pound employees.
What we do is make grass. We manage that grass with lots of red meat production. Cows, sheep, goats, and pigs that all run around outside and do that grass managing for us.
Our family has been here for 80 years, and it's been a wonderful tradition, and we've had the opportunity to continue on and stand on the shoulders of our fathers and grandfathers.
We're doing business together as a family, consistently and constantly, and that is such a blessing that it can truly be a family farm, that all of our family is involved and throwing our shoulder into making this work together.
Family dinners are also business meetings, and Mom has to say, okay, stop talking about that so we can have actual family time.
God has blessed us or entrusted us, maybe I should say, with 1,700 acres of creek frontage, of land, and I feel like we need to manage it in the very best way. We steward it the very best way that we can. And for us, that is a system that is sustainable to the environment, for my family, and for the land.
Fourth generation here in the same place, on the same patch of ground, and I think to me that really means something in part because I have the opportunity to do this because of responsible use by the last 3 generations of Fries. The morning is always just making sure that everybody's got their breakfast. So we'll feed pigs, we'll give grass strips to cows, make sure goats and sheep are doing all right where they're at. Her last batch was 14 little pigs, so she's got hopefully at least that many little pigs in here. And so as they are getting ready to come out, so having little pigs, what we call farrowing, she'll kind of slim down just a little bit, go from being quite wide to get a little bit narrower, and then milk will start to drop into her udder here. The smallest pen they'll ever have, after a week, they'll get access to a couple thousand square feet. This is where our little pigs want to be, outside. This is where they're happy. Like when it was snowy for a while, they were inside. As soon as that door was cracked, they were all darting out, started running around. I don't know if there's an Olympic event for little pigs skating on ice, but they took to it pretty quick.
When COVID hit, the cattle market plummeted. We had a heavy percentage of our revenue, our sales, come from local restaurants. And those disappeared as restaurants shut down. And that really had a big impact on our bottom line.
In December of 2020, we had a contract with Butterball for a turkey production contract. And very abruptly and unexpectedly, we lost that contract due to some cutbacks within the company. Well, that was roughly 50% of our farm income, which meant we had to make some very hard decisions. We had to let 2 very good men go. One had been with me 17 years, and it was difficult to part with him, but it was the only way we could survive the loss of the contract.
It's in those crisis moments where you have a turning point, you have a decision to make, and I think our commitment was to our family farm. Hours went up, pay went down. It's not a comfortable, cushy thing, but a belief in what we're doing helped us stick around.
My grandfather purchased the original 60 acres in the 40s. And it has changed dramatically from his day. 80 years ago, my grandfather moved here and bought this property, the 60 acres here. We purchased this property in 2017, about 600 acres. One change in farming from my grandfather's time to mine has been the disconnect between product and a consumer. We get farther and further away from the person who's actually using our product. Our business model essentially is direct to customer. We want to sell to the people who are around us. Our main customer base is in Northwest Arkansas. We sell into Harrison and Branson some, in Northeast Oklahoma.
We raise out our cattle. They are bred, born, and finished on the farm.
That is one thing that I love about our business model, is being able to interact with the people who are using it, to get feedback from them directly, what we're doing well or what we're not.
Because of our direct consumer, direct customer model, our prices have stayed consistent. We could have very well hiked our prices up very high, and some people would say that we probably should have, but trust in our name carries the day.
It was the passenger side, wasn't it?
Looks like not putting weight on the driver's side.
A more localized, regionalized food system can be more resilient, environmentally responsible, and just food system. Better for our animals, better for our customers, and better for our family.
The system, the idea is to imitate nature, imitate the way God set up pasture to be managed. We saw the buffalo herds in the plains. They grazed an area and they moved. And then that area would have plenty of time to rest and recover, and the grass has got a cover that's protecting it. Both now, while we're in cold weather and we're needing the root system to stay active, but also in summertime when it's 100 degrees, the sun is off the soil. It's on this. So that is helping lower the soil temperature, which is helping our root system and our forage to be able to thrive in a more difficult environment.
I tend to think about the next generation a lot. As the fourth generation here, the only reason I'm here is because of the legacy of 3 generations before me. There's a foundation set in this farm making money, and in us being able to do this full time and make a living doing this full time. And so as I think about my first child that's on the way now, my hope is that he or she would have a chance to do this at some point in the future. And so that's part of my responsibility here.
If I view this property as mine, that this is my land, my animals, my farm, I'm going to treat it much differently than if I view this as something that I am stewarding, that God has entrusted me with, that I am stewarding for future generations, for His kingdom. I'm going to manage it much differently. I'm not going to hang on to my rights and my stuff nearly so tightly. I'm going to be able to share that with others and have an eye toward passing it down to my family.
Can you call the cows? Can you call them?